so we just kind of skipped to NXT TakeOver Philadelphia and Survivor Series, which now we are at the draft, of course. Okay, so I got the Season 2 schedule, which I believe I need to announce. Which I can really explain up until like June. Okay, so yeah, I'll do the State of the Universe address first, so we can get that out of the way. So the draft has already been completed, I believe. So Raw obviously gets the first pick. I'll go through it just like I would if I was picking them as we go. Let's see. So, State of the Universe. We'll start off with NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. So we had a couple of signees already be announced for NXT. Dakota Kai and Sanity, obviously, were the two that have been signed from both TakeOver. Sanity was first TakeOver at War Games, and then Philadelphia was Dakota Kai, which Sanity will be making their debut on NXT. Obviously, them being signed in NXT, they're going straight there. So the results: Ziggler and Rude, Zack Ryder, Damian Priest, Indy Hartwell, Io Shirai, and Shinsuke Nakamura all ended up being victors. The champions of NXT obviously will stay there behind Io Shirai, Shinsuke Nakamura, Damian Priest, and Ziggler and Rude. Those will stay on NXT. And for Survivor Series, it came down to a tie between Raw and SmackDown. Then Raw ended up prevailing with 4 points, so Raw will get the first draft pick. Then it will go to SmackDown and NXT. Rollins won for Raw, Sting won for SmackDown. SmackDown also got AOP. Sasha Banks and Simone Johnson won the Survivor Series elimination match for Team Raw. Io Shirai won the Women's Champions Triple Threat. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns won the elimination match for SmackDown. That was supposed to feature a return, which I said back at SummerSlam would happen, but that did not happen, and I just found that out. So that person that was supposed to lead Team SmackDown, I actually don't think he got drafted. I'm double checking here just to make sure. Making 100% sure that this person did not get drafted. As I'm seeing, he did not get drafted. So, because I did technically promise that he would make his return / debut, we will hold it off until the Royal Rumble, and I will give him the number 30 spot in the Men's Rumble. I'm making note of that. Okay, so this person will get number 30 in the Men's Rumble. So basically that's it. I'll go over the champions, people that are staying, and we'll do this. So the SmackDown will be going away because the SmackDown will be moving to Friday nights, or quote unquote Friday nights. Let's see. I feel like there's another announcement that I was going to make. Oh, the schedule. Yeah. So I can actually show the first part. So obviously after the draft, the SmackDown will be gone and dead and all of those other great things. We'll have Clash of Champions and NXT TakeOver Chicago. Remember, that is the last stop before we get to WrestleMania, which will be in Chicago. Obviously, we'll have the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and Fastlane. Get the paper here. I don't know. Yeah. So Raw will have Elimination Chamber. Fastlane will be SmackDown, and then on this week right here, this is going to be NXT TakeOver Orlando, Florida, and then we will have WrestleMania. Let's see, gives us 4 weeks between one of these 2 weeks. So week 1 or week 2 of April will be WrestleMania 2, which I was going to wait till WrestleMania to announce this, but there'll be a shakeup right after WrestleMania. So on this week right here, week 3, I believe, regardless of whichever one we do, there'll be a shakeup right after. I would really like to do the Raw after WrestleMania deal, and a SmackDown and NXT after WrestleMania. So actually, yeah, what we're going to do, we'll do WrestleMania on the first week of April, and then this will be the week after WrestleMania, which will feature returns, debuts, and etc. And then on week 2 or week 3, we will do the shake-up on each show just to shake things up, and then that will set us on the next universe here. Obviously, I can't go forward after that, but WrestleMania will be the next time that I will announce more pay-per-views. So that kind of gets us between sections of that. I do have the full schedule ready. WrestleMania will be a custom made WrestleMania arena, just like the first one. But with that being said, there is an idea that I want to do. It would feature us adding 2 world titles, so the big gold belt, obviously, and we would add another, probably the undisputed title, I would say. That seems like the more logical one to do, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I'd really like to keep it as 1 world title per brand. We might add some more smaller titles. That can be one. Yeah. No. We'll keep it the way it is right now. If anything happens, it'll be after WrestleMania. The rosters just aren't that big for that many titles yet. Okay, so I will do the general managers, and then I will get to the men's section of the draft. Okay, so obviously I made note of this at Survivor Series. SmackDown will be Friday nights, which will feature Renault Arena and all that other stuff, which is already set up. The winning brand of Survivor Series obviously got the first pick, got second, all that. The men's and the women's drafts will be separate. I might change that next season, but for now, that will be it. Okay, so the commissioner and GMs. Raw will have Commissioner Mr. McMahon and GM The Rock. NXT will have Commissioner Triple H and GM Shawn Michaels. And then SmackDown will have Commissioner Stephanie McMahon and GM Kurt Angle. Like I said, Raw won with 4 points, SmackDown with 3, so Raw will go first, SmackDown second, and NXT third. And that is it for the State of the Universe address. So, okay, so champions first, and there is something that I did do. Because NXT already had one pick for the men's already done, and 2 picks for the women, I gave Raw and SmackDown some free picks, and thus will, I believe, create a little bit of drama. So here we go. I really want to do like one brand a piece, like do one whole brand. So we're gonna do all the champions first, and then I will do the first 3 rows. Which will leave us right here. I believe will give us 2. Oh. Because you gotta have 10 people before you get to the next brand. That's good. So this one, I went ahead and added some of these. Obviously the champions will already be there. Okay, anyways, as I was saying, okay, so I believe, like I said, oh yes I can, okay, so that goes, okay, good, yeah, this is gonna take forever, alright, so just bear with me before I continue. Obviously the champions will go ahead and be added. Should be like 4. Well, let's see. Yeah. 5 champions. So Daniel Bryan. Now Daniel Bryan will get the US title and Sting will have the IC title, so that will change. Matt and Jeff the Hardys are the Raw Tag Team Champions, so make note of that. I'm marking these down as I go, so. Miz is Mr. Money in the Bank. Simone Johnson also is the female, the women's Money in the Bank winner. So, it's nice. Seth Rollins is the Universal Champion. Just to make sure I have him, The Rock will be a part of the Raw brand, so can do that. Shotzi is the Raw Women's Champion. I know I'm doing them separate, but this just so I have the champions in. Someone is up for draft. Sits. Lita and Trish are the SmackDown, or the Raw Women's Champions. Or the, I keep saying our brand, but the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And I'm not seeing, oh, I added The Rock, that's why. Okay, so there's 6, 5. I need to add Vince. So AOP are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Let's speed this up a little bit. Sting is the Intercontinental Champion. And myself. Okay, myself has been added. The SmackDown Women's Champion is Ember Moon. Which okay. Okay. I need Kurt Angle and Stephanie McMahon. I'm going to add Vince to the show. And now NXT. I sure did this before I started the stream, but that is my bad. Okay, so Damian Priest, Ziggler, and Rude. Sorry. There was one undrafted faction that I completely forgot to put into the draft, and they will be free agents for the time being, but eventually they will be added back. Okay, and Shinsuke. Okay, I gotta add Triple H and Shawn Michaels. should leave us with 7. Oh, yeah, the NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai. I believe I unadded that one. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so now, finally there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add the ones for NXT that we obviously know. So it would be Insanity, Eric Young, Killian Dane, and Alexander Wolf. And then, of course, we will have Nikki Cross, which I'm not sure if I have. Yeah, so I haven't downloaded Nikki Cross yet, but whenever she comes available, well, we'll put a star beside of her name. And then the other one was Dakota Kai. I'm checking these off as we go. Okay, so now we get some freebies. Okay, so Raw's freebies will come first, and then I will do SmackDown. Like I said, I've already done the draft, so just kind of act like these are in order. So Raw's first pick, which is their free pick technically, so if you want to say that, Raw has chosen Brock Lesnar for the men's side of their free pick. Remember, they only get one free men's pick, but they get 2 women's pick. I don't know, I said that they're separate, so and they will be after this. Raw's 2 free picks will actually come in a set of 3. Their first pick, obviously the Rock being the GM, he kind of pulled some strings, and he is going to take Miss Money in the Bank, his daughter, Samoa Johnson. That is their first one. And Raw's second pick, or free pick for this, is Trish Stratus and Lita, the Raw, or the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Lita and Trish. So now they will have that, and I will say Raw's full in the championship division. So okay, so now SmackDown gets their picks. So 1 men's and 2 women's. So like I said, you only got 1 men's, and they really had no other choice because this was the other half that led them to victory in the tag team elimination match. Roman Reigns will stay on SmackDown. Okay, now there are women picks. This one, I'm not sure she did anything at Survivor Series. Yes, she did. So in Raw's, or in Raw chose Samoa Johnson, so the next pick would technically go to SmackDown, and in turn of them taking Samoa Johnson, they kind of left Sasha out, so Sasha will go to SmackDown, and I'm not sure if she did anything, but the other pick is Rhea Ripley. So there is some news coming out of the draft. So Lucha House Party is the faction that did not get picked back up. And Tony Storm will be on a little break. So they're kind of carrying the SmackDown division. She isn't expected to be drafted very high because, like I said, she will be out of action for a little while. But that's on the women's draft. We'll get to that in a minute. I am just gonna kind of go down the list. So that is the SmackDown side. Raw will get the next pick. Raw will pick up the option or the contract of Samoa Joe. Already taken care of there. Yeah, so SmackDown will be the next one. And they will pick up Randy Orton. NXT will be next, and I'm probably just gonna get like a handful of superstars here for each brand. So NXT will pick up Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Technically, they will also be picking up Candice LeRae from Raw as well. So I'll go ahead and get that one. Candice LeRae and DIY have been put together since the start of this universe. They were drafted together, and Candice was kind of a manager, so that will continue on NXT, especially obviously with Johnny Gargano. So now I am going to do the next 5 for each brand, and that's what will kind of end off this draft. On the men, so we can kind of speed it up. So Raw will actually, there is a big one, so I will do the next 4. Or no, okay, so we'll do one more of just the one each. So Raw will pick up Big E, splitting him apart from the New Day. SmackDown trying to counteract that, and they will pick up Kofi Kingston. And NXT is going to finish it all off, and they are going to pick up Xavier Woods. So now I will do up until we get to 10, and then we'll go from 5 after that. So there'll be 4 from each brand going this time. So we got some big names coming to Raw. We're going to start off with AJ Styles. AJ Styles, Cena, Keith Lee, and Jimmy and Jey Uso. So the Usos all coming to Raw there. Keith Lee, Cena, the Usos, and AJ Styles all coming to Raw. Okay, so SmackDown. Some pretty big names as well. We will have, first off, Drew McIntyre. Then Balor will stay on SmackDown. Edge and The Undertaker So NXT will be the next ones up, and honestly, they are taking a lot of people here as well. So Aleister Black, Dean Ambrose, I forgot him, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford, the Street Profits, and this is a big one for NXT. Kevin Owens will rejoin the brand. Alright. So NXT kind of just taken off right now. They've had a lot of tag teams. Raw's had the second most, and then of course SmackDown's still lacking. But no need to fear about that, because they will get more tag teams as they go. So Raw will now come back, and actually Raw is about to annihilate the tag team division. So we'll start off with the singles competitors right here. We'll have Kenny Omega and the Fiend Bray Wyatt. So that will count for both. I mean, just like Finn Balor and the Demon, the Fiend and Bray Wyatt will come to Raw. But now the tag team divisions. We have 3 tag teams going to Raw right here. So we will do Hanson and Roode, the War Raiders, who have been on SmackDown since their debut. So now, notice something a little bit differently. Nick Miller and Shane Thorne. So new setup for them as well. And the last one, Undisputed Era, will come to Raw. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. Okay. So Undisputed Era. Now Raw's just gonna dominate it. Okay. That's pretty good. Andrade will come to Raw. Zelina Vega will also be there, obviously. But okay. Mr. Money in the Bank, The Miz, also come to SmackDown. Kane will continue to stay on SmackDown. Okay, the next ones are 2 tag teams actually. So we will continue to try to build the tag team division. Cesaro and Sheamus will return as a tag team. Never been tag teams before in this universe, but anyways, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder will also come to SmackDown. So we get the Revival and the Bar, as well as AOP now. So 3 tag teams. Pretty good division building for what it's worth.